Hello everyone, welcome to Ring Diaries here at Church of Uganda Family TV with me, Fiona Mbowa, where we talk about anything and everything to do with marriage. And we bring you real people to share real experiences to make our marriages better. And I keep telling you, there's no expert at marriage, by the way. Even a person of one day can teach you of 25 years. So there's no expert. We just come here to share our stories and to share our real experiences so that we make our marriages better. Today we're going to talk about health and marriage. Now, unlike bringing a professional, because they'll come and tell us the things we know and the things we want to hear, but today I want us to share experiences of things us as lay people can be able to understand, and also things we've gone through to reach where we are. And to share with us this evening is Grace Shana. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Grace has been married 14 years. It's going to make 15 years.
14. I'm completing 14
You're entering 15.
to enter 15.
How has marriage been? 15 years.
Marriage. I think I've been taking it one day at a time. There were moments I would have high hopes, excitement in the beginning, and then there were moments of reality check that it's not all what you think it is. And then there were moments where I'm like, this is what I want to be. This is what it must be. And then I came to terms with now, this is what it is.
Each day has its
Each
own.
day kept unfolding different scenarios, and I kept on having different self-checks to reach the place where I am at right now.
Wow, interesting. I'm very excited to have you here.
Thank you so much.
And for our viewers, I just wanted us to what is health? When we talk about health, what are we talking about?
From my point of view, I feel like health is how a person feels, is how the body is the general upbringing of the body, is the general formation of the body, is what it takes to be alive.
That is health.
That is health.
Okay.
And not only alive, but it also considers the negative part. Health. When you talk about health, we cannot eliminate the negativity, because we will not only look at people who are healthy, but we also have to consider those who are not well. That is health. Someone can tell you, there is no day I'm like 100% sober, but that is health. Yet I'm healthy. The person will tell you I'm healthy, yet you're seeing them on oxygen. Yet the person tells you, today I am very, very what?
Healthy.
I'm very healthy. So that is health.
Okay. So, as we get into marriage, of course, we look at the love thing, we look at the excitement towards marriage. For the sake of our viewers who are not yet married, what are those things we need to consider? Because over time, I've seen there are decisions we make before marriage that actually affect our marriages right now. And you think, if I'd known this maybe earlier, I would have maybe planned better for it, or I would have made different choices. So what are some of the things we need to know about our health before we get into it?
Okay, basically, there are like two basic things most people look out for, yet it's not only those two basic. People maybe fear HIV and AIDS. It's the first thing they like. Do you have HIV and AIDS?
Even the churches actually ask
It's
for
the
that.
it's the first thing. Then minus that, sickle cells. Yet it's not only those.
But sickle cells has also just started. It wasn't really put up.
And well, fortunately, when I was getting married, the Reverend told me to go and check. Me and my husband.
14 years ago.
Yes, he told us that.
Honestly, maybe 13 years ago, he didn't hear anything about it.
He told us maybe it depends on who is counseling you.
Yes, I think
It depends on who is counseling you. For us, they're like, please go and bring the report for sickle cells and HIV.
So HIV is an important test.
It's an important
Why is it
test.
important?
Of course, they're currently right now, with a lot of development, there's medication for HIV. I could be HIV positive and you don't know.
Yes,
And I look so nice, like, that's the catch. And yet I'm a walking disease, I'm a walking dead, let me call it like that.
Yeah.
You get? So it's really important to know why, because HIV is not put on top.
You can't just
HIV is no longer contracted by drinks. I can share with you a drink and you don't get it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have treatment. We have treatment. The only time you can get HIV is if we share a drink and I have wounds in my mouth and you have wounds, or you have a tooth decay, whereby your blood gets a way of getting in contact with my blood. But if I have a wound and you're fine, chances are slim that you'll get it.
But now, Grace, if I'm in love with this man, and you know how that love can be, and then you're telling me HIV can't. I need to know what. If I know at that moment, what do I do? I leave the man.
Well, it depends on how you see life. There are some people who choose to live positive. And there's a couple I know of. Unfortunately, they got married when they are of age. They are like 40s and onwards. But the gentleman was sick and the lady was not.
And she was aware.
And she's aware. So you choose, like, I'm getting into this, but chances of children are out. Biological children. You can have children. You can adopt children. Because it's not only about having your own. There are many who are looking for parents and
homes,
you know. So you choose, like, if I insist I want this sick person, this sick spouse or a woman or a gentleman, you're ready to walk the journey. It's not just a one thing. You know, sometimes when you're in love, you think it's for now, and you forget, like, 5 times down the road, am I still choosing you? Will I remind you that moments when you're weak? Will I remind you to take your medication? There are many things that come in hand with a sick spouse, you know. So if you're choosing a sick spouse, you're ready.
To prepare for it.
You don't have live sex. You will need protection
All the time.
all the time. So are you ready to have that discipline of, even when you're feeling the urge to go live, you'll protect yourself? Because love is not selfish.
That's a big commitment.
You get. Are you ready? There are moments when even people who take medication, there are times when it's like, it's peak, and then you're having like a bump, and then you need help. Are you ready to help this person out? Because it's a time for you to be selfless. Are you ready to walk someone's journey?
With them.
Not say, hi, I love you, I look nice with you, we pose well, you know, all those kind of things. It's not a flashy thing. This is a life thing you're ready to take on. So you really need to check out, because some people find out when it's too late. Maybe they have already nowadays even think of living a healthy marriage without sex in the beginning. Christians.
During dating.
Yeah.
I was shocked. Young people
my
say
friend,
those were for our age.
People
right
do
now.
things and then you guys are outdated. Yet they're actually still virgins right now. So you find someone, they've protected themselves, and then they land on someone who they love so much, and then they miss out on that small detail.
So we need to find out our HIV status.
You really
At least the
need
good thing,
to.
all the churches have been to.
Yes,
I know those ones
yes.
ask for HIV.
Even sickle
Then you
cells.
talked about sickle cells. Sickle cells is not over brought out, but it is an important thing. Why do we need to know?
We need to. I got an advantage. One of our neighbors, when I was growing up, they were sicklers. So I think their father was a carrier, and maybe was an active person, an active sickle cell.
Was a sickler?
Yes, and the
mother
was
a carrier.
Not a carrier, was normal, because one of the siblings was normal. Then the one who was my age mate was a carrier, but the siblings were sick. You get what I mean? So one of the parents must have been normal. So if you marry a person who is a carrier and you're also a carrier, all the kids will be sick as a must.
And it's so sad. We have a friend who has so far lost 4 children.
Wow, unfortunate.
And they didn't. That's why I'm thinking this is actually something important.
Because even carriers look healthy.
They are healthy.
They are like me, yet you're a carrier. So if you don't look out for each, we both carriers and we don't know. So we endanger ourselves producing kids who are sick, and we can't run away from
pain
it.
of seeing your child.
Which reminds me, last week there's a new disease I didn't know. It's called osteogenesis imperfecta. There is a couple I was looking at or on the phone on YouTube, and they have this disease. So in Uganda here, these are the people we see with big heads. Then these are people, some of them, their limbs are not well developed and all that. And unfortunately, they have 3 kids, and 2 of their kids are really down. They're like babies, yet they are big. One is 5, another one is 9 months. And then the middle one is the one who is a carrier now. But she's fine. But the 2 boys, they are not. And this is a disease. I got so interested, and I'm like, why are all their kids like, deformed and all that? So they said that when they were getting married, they tested and they found out both of them are carriers of this. And and I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. These whites just decide to do things. Like, but I loved her and she loved me. I'm like, and when they went for medical attention, they were like, chances are high the kids will be carriers, or one could be. So it's a probability. They entered in it with a probability at their hands. And the first one was produced with all bones deformed. Everything's like this. They literally just carry him, but he's 5 years. You get? And then the one who is 3 is fine. Then the one who is 9 months is also. But this is something, when you're getting into something, you find out. For these ones, it came easy because they had
knew.
Yes. But then there are people who get married and you don't know. And you produce your kid and your kid is deformed and you're like, this is the woman's fault. In Africa, we stigmatize women.
It has to be
even if I'm the woman, I will say, it is Fiona's problem.
It must be the mother.
It must be the mother.
So talking about HIV, sickle cells, now that
one also,
something.
Osteogenesis imperfecta.
But can it be tested in Uganda?
Yes, I think it can be tested because they said here that your what? Your proteins, that the collagen that carries the protein genes is weak. So if your proteins gene is weak and infected, the bones formation is affected.
Okay.
That's why you see now for some people it may not be, one may be a carrier and a weak carrier, but the way you can see it, they can check on the bones of the child. They can see that the bones, according to this age, the bones should be this
like
long.
this,
So when they
yes.
see they are not so much, and whenever they go and do those scans, your child is always folding themselves. Then they should look out for the bones length, and they see are the bones developing the way they are supposed to develop. Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so which other tests should we
Of
look
course,
out
we
for?
need to look out for hepatitis B and C. Those ones are even carried in genes. They are passed on from mother to child. They can be really, really dormant for some good time until they push up on one of the children.
As shocked to hear that syphilis can be transferred from a mother.
Yes, it can also. Even gonorrhea.
From a mother to child?
Yes. Because now people take things for granted, and they're like, this one we can take a medication, There are strong drugs in place right now. And then you neglect. When you treat a few times and you're fine, you forget to go back to check if it is still in the blood. Most times we check one. Once you've taken medication, you're feeling fine, I'm like, I'm good to go. Instead of going back to do another check to see, has it completely gotten out of my system or am I still carrying it?
Wow, so it looks like we have to have a full list.
You have to. It's good to check like 5 times because they are stubborn. They are stubborn diseases. They hide in the blood. They can decide to grow with you. There is this thing, when we were in school, our matrons would tell us about Candida. Candida is also a stubborn one. So she would tell us that once in a while, put your panties on the pant peg and put it out in the sun. Not only in the sun, before you put it on, iron it in the middle.
Yes.
So that you're sure that you've effectively So not only that, over the weekend she would tell us, girls, move all your panties, soak them in the buckets, soak them overnight. Tomorrow morning I want all panties outside in the sun.
Yes.
Because there would be moments we would have outbreaks of that candida, and then you're all sick because of the way you use your latrines and all that. So that one is also a stubborn one. Once it gets used to your blood and it stays there, people become it's high. That's why you see most people become prone to getting those STDs because their systems were already affected initially and they were a little reluctant to treating themselves well.
Okay. How about blood group? Must I know my blood group before getting married?
It's important. It's very important. Fortunately, me and my husband were the same blood group. The stubborn one, O+.
Is that good or bad?
It is a good thing. We get only from ourselves.
We can donate to each other.
We can donate to each other.
Which is a good thing.
It's a strong one, but the bad thing about it, it's prone to allergies. We are people of allergies. We can easily sniff anything. We are touchy people. We are sensitive people. The good thing about it, we are meat lovers.
Now, how is that a good thing?
Yeah, we don't enjoy other like when someone says don't eat too much meat.
They say apart
Now
from
for
our
us,
class, eat as much meat
we
as
eat
you.
meat. If you see my third born, you give her meat. You know, even if we love meat, you cannot eat meat daily.
Yeah.
There's a way you feel like
Too
give
much.
her meat every day. She will be happy the whole week. Every meat, she smells it. There's a way it does her system. She even gets, can I help you cook it? But she has eaten it today, tomorrow. When you're moving out, you buy meat, she eats it. You get, like, all people
Then
love
I
meat.
think I am like
Eh,
because
but
I don't like meat.
you don't.
So we have looked at these things that we need to. I think people need to understand exactly. Okay, I think we've talked a little about it. Why we must know some of these things. Why is it important? I thought love covers all these things.
My
Why is it
friend.
important to know these things before we get into marriage?
Actually, I've just found out that love is just the cherry on the cake to get married.
So there's a whole big cake.
There is a whole big cake inside there. Marriage is not made of love. There are moments you're out of love.
That's
We fall out. We fall out today. Feel like, yay, why did I
Oh,
marry
now
this
what's
man?
that?
The thing you looked at and was like, yay, was that it? But there are other factors that keep the cake going. You need to be committed.
Yes.
Health is a very, very important aspect to look at. Health doesn't come cheap. Health goes in your pockets.
Yes.
I personally, I have a history of asthma, but when I grew up, my mom was like, Kano, how will she be? I'm already sick. People would be wondering, would I have a person who would want to marry an active asthmatic spouse? So
How was that? Did you disclose it before?
it was easy to know, I think, because
It was active.
it was active. We are here, it's getting cold, and I'm looking for a sweater. I'm like, it is so hot, but still I'm reacting. I'm always having an inhaler in my bag. 2 minutes, so it was easy for the person to know that, hey, boy, what's happening? I'm like, this is how I live.
And he was okay with that.
I cannot tell because I never asked what he felt when he found out I'm really this sick.
Was
Because
that before or after marriage?
I've told you I was active.
So even before marriage, you actually...
Hey, because there are
witnessed
times you
you.
call me and then you're hearing me wheezing and I'm like, I can't talk. We have gone out and you're like, we're just starting to rain. I'm like, I think I should go. It's starting to rain so much. I don't live out in this rain. Actually, there was a time I was bitten for being out in the rain. After being bitten for being out in the rain, I fell sick. That is how much. Like, it doesn't rain on me. Nagamanga abantu nze nkuba nze sikuwa naye enkuba tenkola ki tenkuba. Why? Because even the rain, that crazy temperature just adjusting me, I start getting sick. I would get my shots every morning before going to school. I get a shot. That's how much it was active. So health goes in a pocket.
Definitely.
Is someone willing to treat
sign up
you
for that?
to become your new parent? Huh? Like, okay, yeah, they can sign up for a week, but it depends on the drugs you're taking.
But you see, Grace, I've been told there are people who have said I cannot, if I disclose, this person will actually go away. I know of a couple whereby the lady said, I cannot tell the man that I'm a mathematic. He will find out from there.
No, you tell. What if you die and you're dying and he's the only one near you?
And he doesn't know that.
And he doesn't know what to do for you.
So we need to disclose.
You need to
Whether
disclose.
He
Well,
lives,
if he lives, it's not yours. Why enter at the dead end when you don't know? Why do you sign up for a person who will wake up and leave you in the house when you're wheezing?
And he would be right. He doesn't know about
He doesn't know
it.
about it. Like, he's seeing someone making good sounds like on a imba bichukumacha. You know, kumbe you are dying.
So you disclose.
You disclose. It's very important to disclose. Why? It helps prepare these people mentally and psychologically,
And
financially,
as you say.
spiritually to avail themselves. Because health has a lot to do with your presence. Health has a lot to do with your state of mind. I'll get sick and then you start blasting me. I'm sick. This woman, she trapped me. Are you ready to live with a person who will call you a liar and someone who trapped them into getting married to you? No, you need to disclose.
So, on the point of disclosing, how don't you think marriage improves some of these health conditions?
Could be.
What are the benefits, health benefits of marriage?
Health benefits of marriage. The health benefit of marriage is like if a person has learned to know what they are dealing with much earlier and they genuinely love you, they will want to see you fine. You'll be when you've signed a contract with a person who wants you alive. You have surety because parents are parents. They will be like, I know my child is sick, but she needs to move on in life. You not knowing where you're going when you have a health issue is a catastrophe.
That's true.
You're like, should I do this? If this person treats me because I'm like this today, tomorrow when I'm not fine with the person, still be saying yes to me? So it's important when you find out that a person has actually allowed you in your state. It is what we call emotional security.
So marriage brings that
That
sort of
emotional security and stability.
So even you as the person with an issue, you calm down.
You're like, as soon as you start feeling it, you're like,
Sir,
it has started. Like, she's sick. He will even know where you should be and where you shouldn't be.
Because sometimes as a sick person, honestly, Grace, and there are times you'd say, I'm going to go here.
Yeah.
Is that where you get tired of the disease? You're like,
I'm doing this. Of course, those moments have been there where we had battles. Like around COVID time, there was another job I was doing in town, and I'm doing this job. Mr. is not up for this job.
Because it's exposing you to COVID.
And one of the very bads of not doing it is we're always in AC.
Which is bad for us.
Which is spreading the disease and is not good for asthma.
So this person is like, you're risking my life.
This one is mad. This one is mad. Walking Dead. Walking Dead, this one. And I'm like, by then it had been like a year before I had gotten an attack. And I'm like, I know. There is this thing of, he would even see a new inhaler on market and is like, let's try this out.
Like it's personal.
Let's try this out. The other one, when she takes it, she can be like sober for 6 hours. But this one, as soon as she takes it,
that is the emotional security.
You get what I mean?
Yes.
So it's important to know your stand.
Wow.
If a person knows your stand, the person will, when they see her, can you think they have not seen you by like when you take it, how do you feel?
Yes.
Does it revive you very fast? Or it's like the other, like, now this one is a bad deal. Now this is a good deal. So I'm a good doctor. Yes, it sparks the love. Feel like he feels important.
Yes.
And for men, they love feeling relevant and important in a marriage.
Anything to help.
Anything to help, to show that they have done their part as the masculine being in the marriage. Like, I am still having, she knows, but I still have the upper hand.
I am her.
I invented something she didn't know. So health is important.
This is interesting. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to continue with this conversation now of the things in our marriages, the health in our marriages. Now, we've talked about the one before, and when we come back, we're going to continue with the things that come up when we are already married. Don't go away. I'm Fiona Mbowa here at Church of Uganda Family TV with Ring Diaries.